maybe I would have made different connections if I had become popular when I could still meet a lot of the people to meet, I guess, at paper tournaments. Did you message Wizards directly? No, but was I supposed to? I don't think that's how it works, you know? Can't hurt, I guess, but I also feel like I don't know. Maybe. They have another Urza's Mine on top. Like, I mean, obviously, also, like, getting a preview card is not the biggest deal in the world, you know? It's... I don't really believe that preview cards help your channel very much. I don't think that a ton of people click on a preview card and then start watching because, you know, this person got a preview card. Maybe I'm sure it happens to some degree. I just don't think it's a super big factor. I'm not gonna go hungry because I don't have a preview card. I guess I should have left up Decay, but I'm disappointed for sure. Hey, I play Modern for 700 people daily. It's not quite that many. I don't know. Maybe Wizards has some reason to dislike me. Maybe I've said something dumb in the past. There's no way of knowing. Yeah, you know, I absolutely do feel like the preview card would be a nod of... You know, I've talked about this a lot, but I started streaming because I was so excited for Modern Horizons 1. Was the reason why I started to stream on Twitch. Modern Horizons I thought was so cool, and I was really excited to... I kind of just wanted to Decay the Stone. It's bad if they'd go like land Karn, I guess. I was so excited for Modern Horizons 1 that I started a Twitch stream, and now I stream full-time Modern. And to have gone from that to getting my first preview card in MH2 would be like a really nice feeling of validation. But I also don't need a feeling of validation, you know? I don't think I'm supposed to force the card and just be left with nothing. I don't need a feeling of validation. Like, I get that validation from my channel every day. You know, if that makes sense. I'll be okay. Well, I think we bring to light for Tibalt. Sadly, we can't Force of Negation anything. Don't Decay White No Stone turn 2. I forgot to play the Breeding Pool. I played the Island instead. I should have, though. Yeah. I really think it's just Wizards doesn't know who I am because you know, I may be relatively new on the scene in the era of COVID where it's just way harder for Wizards to keep track of everything because they're not, you're not networking in real life as much as I hate the word networking. Yeah, just an oversight. And it feels bad, but it also doesn't matter. Like, I don't work for Wizards. I'm not relying on the support of Wizards for the stream. I'm relying on the support of the community for the stream. So I guess they're also going to play their coding. So we can draw a Snapcaster Mage or a Cryptic Command or the second Abrupt Decay or Bring to Light for Decay. That'd be pretty good. Can't sack the Bauble. Please don't be rude about other content creators in the chat, guys. This is not the shit talk channel. Magic Toad getting 10 subs, thank you, dude. I would rather have 10 subs than a preview card. Smasher, very good here. Very good. Let's see if we can find a relevant card, huh? Elevation AV, thank you for your subscription. Appreciate you, buddy. I don't think we need emote only, chat. But yeah, but just to make a point, you know, just let's be better, you know, let's be better than. So what we should talk on the channel? Me, I guess. I don't know. Just like I like when the vibe is better than bashing other members of the community, bashing other members of Twitch. You know, I don't say this very often, and I don't say this as often as I should. But, you know, for me, and I'm sure a lot of you and a lot of people in Magic the Gathering has been a place, a community that you can just feel like you fit in and you belong when there really aren't a lot of other places that you feel like you can fit in. That's definitely been the case. I'm gonna try to find a Decay here. That's really, really been the case for me in my life, is feeling like I can fit in the Magic community when I haven't been able to in other places. And so I really want to make an effort to not offer that opportunity to other people, you know, and not, you know, shit talk and be toxic and feel superior to anybody else. Because, you know, that really is what Magic is about, right? It's about the gathering. It's about, you know, hanging out. Yikes. That's why I listen to punk rock. I don't listen to, I don't, oh, they could get ballistic and kill me. This has been an awkward match. We could have played differently to win, so hard to complain too much. Let's bring in the Damnation, the Crumble. Let me actually pull up my Sideboard guide. I've got this guide up on the Discord. Available to subscribers, and just got a bunch of gifted subs. Alright, so -4 Fatal Push, -2 Mana Leak, +1 Crumble, +1 Damnation, +2 Thoughtseize, +2 Tails End. Looks pretty good to me. Thank you, Past Everett. So it's all the BNR fuss. There's a BNR announcement today. It's very likely to be a historic announcement. I have a hard time imagining it's going to be Modern or Legacy, which are the formats that interest me the most. There's a Delta on top of my library. I think I'm okay drawing Delta. Grilled Cheese MTG, thank you for your subscription. Good username. I guess we'll go ahead and Cling to Dust now. Yeah, I would be very surprised if it was a modern ban. Although I don't think it's impossible that it could be a modern unban. I don't think it would be a good thing necessarily, but it certainly does not feel impossible that it could be a modern unban. Dude, we get to be the Matter Reshaper. Oh, they have Tron though? Yikes. We get to be the Matter Reshaper this game. It does not feel impossible that they would just like unban something. I like, you know, obviously, I don't know, maybe. That Ulamog is scary. Only ban the white artifact land, Wisdom. It's a good draw. The Embed Sprint Twin, they're going to do it by printing it in MH2. Probably, yeah. No, I don't think. I think Tales in the Thoughtseer is like. Tales in is our answer to the Ulamog. Is kind of what I'm thinking. Just doesn't feel like what we should be doing. And like we can also we get to do this, get a Matter Reshaper, which of course is not the strongest thing in the world. I probably should get the Teamer Triome. This way I can crumble to dust. Is the announcement coming today? Yes. Thoughtseize will be added to the card pool with MH2. Well, I haven't seen Modern Horizons 2 yet. I do not anticipate a lot of reprints though. I don't anticipate there being a ton of already in modern reprints. What's the plan versus the Tintin? I mean, we can counter the Tintin, or we can draw like a Mana Leak and counter the Tintin and the guy, or we can draw Thoughtseize, Crumble to Dust. Right, we found Archmage's Charm. They found Eldrazi Temple, which means we're getting Tintined. Man. Etron's a good deck, huh? Wait, maybe they can't count the 10. No, they can't count the 10. We know they have Waste in their hand. They just had Ulamog mana. They haven't played their land. Oh, never mind. They're going for the stronger play. They're going for the stronger play. No, they have 10 mana. They haven't played a land. They have 7, 8, 9, 10. I guess I'm actually use this Force of Negation. Yeah, Etron's not a great matchup. I agree. It's okay. I mean, you gotta have some bad matchups, right? Haha, they can't count to 10. We're super dead. We can never win. But now we get to get 2 for 1 while getting attacked for 7. Oh, opponent's still not casting Ulamog. Paid actor, perhaps. I guess they know about my Tales, and maybe they think it's better than it is. Well. Oh, no. Blue, black. I can't bring to light for Damnation and Thoughtseize. I guess I can bring to light for Damnation. Oh, no, I can't. I have Sunken Ruins. Thanks. Shout out to Sunken Ruins. So I guess I don't want to draw that off of the Thoughtseer. Is it worth using both spells against Ulamog? I mean, when the alternative is losing 2 of your 4 lands or 2 of your 5 lands and there being a Tintin that you can never answer without a Tibalt minus, yeah, it's worth it. Oh no, Warping Whale feels likely. I don't know. Maybe my opponent just doesn't think they can cast Ulamog. Oh yeah, I always get Sunken Ruins and Sunken Hollow confused. It doesn't help that I play both in this deck and that the arts look similar. Let's go! Oh man. I mean, we're dead to Matter Reshaper off the top. We're dead to Smasher. We're dead to Walking Ballista. We're dead to Karn. We're not in good shape, but we're not at 0%. Expedition Map. That is not a card that kills me. Warping Whale attack with a 1/1. That also gets us. Yep. Also, it kind of feels like my opponent has something, right? Because they're just taking so long to resolve these triggers. Maybe they're complaining about how lucky I am. Well, I don't know. So we're dead to like almost everything. So like we know they have Ulamog, which we need to take. Low key, I think opponent might be right to hold back Ulamog. Not exactly like they're behind on board. I disagree, but whatever. I can't beat the Karn. They get Ballista. What if they sided on the Ballista? Probably can't beat it anyways. Yeah, their draw was very good. Let's mulligan this hand. Let's keep this against Lurrus, and again on the mulligan on the play, I'll put back Force. If they're Jun's Shadow, I'm gonna really not want to fetch on turn 1 to make Scourge of the Skyclaves worse, so I'm gonna play this tapped. Ooh, they could be the Grixis Expressive Iteration deck. I like that deck a lot. That deck has been really fun to play. 5-0'd with it yesterday. Take the snap. So seeing Delta Blood Crypt, I'm not gonna anticipate that my opponent is playing Scourge of the Skyclaves. I guess they could be just straight red black. Yeah, they could just be red black Scourge actually. Let's still just fetch Temur Triome. Is the Grixis Iteration deck better with or without Shadow? Better with Shadow. I really like the shadows in the deck. Yeah. We drew Lurrus? So nice after the mulligan to just like have a Lurrus show up in our hands. Pretty lucky if I do say so myself. Yeah, it looks like they're playing that deck. I don't know if they, obviously I don't know if they're playing my list. I've seen some other people messing around with these kind of shells. But I feel like I see most people not playing Lurrus as a companion, just playing like Boomer, Grixis Shadow with like Anglers, Street Race, Iterations. And I do think Angler is good with Iteration, but just like losing a Lurrus when it doesn't cost you very much seems good. They found an Inquisition. I imagine it's getting cast. Whoa, it is not getting cast. Somebody has made a critical blunder. It is there seems to have been a sequencing error. Or maybe they just like hit like Islet 2 black spells and it just didn't matter. No. If they they would put the Inquisition in their hand and then play the Islet from exile. Yeah, they messed up. Yeah. Iteration is really good in Grixis Shadow shells. I like my shell a lot. I really like it. But I do think that there are other options. Iteration definitely feels like it's at home in this deck, and I think it just feels like a really good shell. Let's Cryptic this. If they are playing my list, and it looks like they are, this dodges Drown, which is the only counterspell in the main deck, or in the deck at all. And then Bring to Light also dodges Drown. I've not played Brimmer Shadow if E-Tron is big, yeah. E-Tron has been pretty popular recently. Also not a great matchup for this deck. I'm going to play Bring to Light. Like, they didn't have Stubborn Denial last turn. Oh, no, they could have stubbed. They could have stubbed. And this also beats Drown. Yeah, losing Angler like definitely is a cost associated with playing Lurrus, but Lurrus is also so good, and like you just get to play Kroxa instead of Angler, and Kroxa is also very strong, and you get to play Sprite Dragon too. Yeah, it looks like they're playing my list or something close to it. It just doesn't make a ton of sense to me to not have Lurrus. Like you already want to play Bauble with your Iteration. You're already playing Bauble. Sprite Dragon is really good in these kind of decks. Bolt my Tibalt. Brutal. Playing die on this list and your reason. Yeah, I like Spellbomb. I think is a little bit better in this list, since I like to. I guess I didn't even bring against Jun Shadow last time, but I don't think that people are going to bring in Leyline of Sanctity against me because I don't have discard spells. But they'll bring it in against like my opponent's deck, right? Because they do have discard spells. But I'm not really anticipating getting Leyline of Sanctity out of this deck, so I think Spellbomb is better. I could be wrong though. That logic just might not track. Maybe you should be playing Soul Guide Lantern in this deck. Dorat, the perfect pet. Yeah, I just don't feel like people should bring a Leyline against me, but maybe they will. Maybe it'll be good. So yeah, I could just be off. But here I kind of don't mind Spellbomb against them. It's like in their Kroxa deck. Kroxa is probably their best card against us. Look at the forces. Cut the third Cryptic. I feel like this is a really good matchup for us. I played this matchup from the Grixis side the other day, or yesterday. I think I did win, but it seemed really tough. Remember I lost to Esper yesterday with Grixis. The days start to blur together. Yeah, I already trimmed a Mana Leak. Yeah, I own the Dorats and paper, the perfect pet arts. I think they look really cute. And at the end of the day, isn't that what it's all about? Just min-maxing the cute arts. I want to wait on the Spellbomb. I would really like to get a Temur Triome and just have perfect mana here. Which is definitely like a cost you play with this deck, right? Is, you know, you're gonna have a... You're going to have to get a tap dual land on turn 1 most of the time, or a lot of the time. Yeah, I think Lurrus is cute. Lurrus is definitely a cute card. He's especially like the baby Lurrus that's in the art. Looks like a Displacer Beast from D&D, kind of. But now my mana's perfect. I might just Spellbomb end of turn depending on what my opponent does. Dude, yeah, an actual Displacer Beast in the D&D set would be cool. One of the cooler monsters. They're like little... And they look like this. They're like nightmare cats that teleport around. They put Lurrus in their hand. It's okay. I might put Lurrus in my hand. We'll see. Seems like the line here. Both of us got very lucky to draw Lurrus this game. Dude, yeah, Beholder with the Eye Creature type, of course. That feels like a must. So they have Bauble to go with their Lurrus. I'm not going to sack the Spellbomb in response to the Bauble sacrifice. Because I want to draw a card off of this, but I also want this to be the revolt I need to kill their Lurrus. And it's like if we let them draw an extra card off the Bauble, but we draw an extra card off the Spellbomb, it's just kind of the same thing. Opponent played pretty well though if they do have a discard spell here. But we also have 2 answers for the Lurrus and the Snapcaster in the push, and they don't have the discard spell. That was a really interesting draw. This draw makes me want to go Bauble, Lurrus, Bauble, push. The average CMC Modern is 1.224. Wow, I thought I undershot it, but I overshot it. I'm assuming that's a mean, not a median. Oh, no, I don't have triple black. Don't have triple black. Glad I stopped myself before I cast the Lurrus. I guess we pass. They can't cast anything off their Lurrus right now, so... Oh, I guess passing is really bad against Drown. Okay, I'll just kill this now. They showed a Beholder art? That's awesome. Beholders are super cool. Great draw. Kind of some tension with the Spellbomb, of course. But we can also save the Spellbomb to counter an opposing Drown in the Loch. Oh, they should have cracked this on their turn, probably, or on our turn, probably. what makes this deck better than the Scapeshift decks, in my opinion? The Scapeshift decks are very threat light. That's the biggest problem with the Scapeshift decks. From what I can tell, is that they're very, very light on threats. And this deck, I mean, this deck is also light on threats, but this deck makes up for that by having a ton of answers, of course. Like, I've just been able to, like, 1-for-1 the Bring to Light deck a couple of times, like 3 times usually. And then if I'm able to do that, I usually feel like I'm in the driver's seat. Well, this deck gets to play the best removal spell, Fatal Push, which the Bring to Light deck doesn't. It gets to play all of the good counter spells, Mana Leak, Archmage Charm, Cryptic Command. It gets to play Abrupt Decay, which is great. It gets maybe the best card in Modern Lurrus as a companion. Ooh, boy. No way. We get to turn Valki into a Kruxa. Just do that now to play around Lightning Bolt. Whoa! Yeah, I mean, so it's like a combination of just like, of that, I suppose. Better, I guess not, maybe not better mana, but this deck has really good mana. Do you think that the Immortal Breach is here to stay? I've played a lot of Through the Breach in my time. I think that the deck is always playable, but in order for the deck to be not poorly positioned, the deck is poorly positioned when Dredge is popular, and when Humans are popular, and when Grixis Shadow is popular. And so if the metagame say similar, there's a lot of Heliod and big mana and prowess, Breach is a good deck in that metagame. Breach is definitely a good deck in this metagame. I kind of want to spellbomb myself, because this way my opponent just can't draw Drowned Catacomb to answer the Kroxa, and like that's their only answer unless they left in pushes. Well, maybe they left in pushes. It also denies them the card. Yeah, a lot of times just casting Tibalt is correct. Like, usually, and this is not a hard rule, but like I will oftentimes just cast the first Valki from my hand. And then if I draw the second Valki, I'll need to like hold that to hard cast it, otherwise I'm a little too light on win conditions. But sometimes I'll just cast both. Win conditions are, I mean, a little overrated. Yeah, I really doubt my opponent left in Fatal Push. Like, I feel like I would just never leave in Push in this matchup. Opponent also flooded out really badly. Okay, so they're not playing exactly my 75. I wasn't playing any brutalities. I'm following the Gab school of thought. I hope so. I really, really respect Gab. I don't really feel like there's anybody in Magic the Gathering that I look up more to than Gab. I have been very clear that I'm not a streamer. I'm an MTGO user. This hand's almost close. I might keep on the draw against Lurrus, but on the play I don't think so. But I think the reality is that I don't know anybody that like handles that kind of stuff for Wizards. I don't have any friendships or connections with the people who run like these programs. I don't. I've become popular during COVID, and so maybe I'd be bumping elbows and using, networking. I just hate saying networking so much. Hate the word networking. But I would be networking with people, and that I'm just not, because I'm in this room all day, every day for my entire life. So I imagine that's the reason. Just tell Corey to bother someone. Corey Burmaster? I don't know. I don't want to be pushy either. It's obviously not a big deal. I don't have this big diva ego. Do you know who I am? I'm Aspiring Spike. I'm carrying this category. I'm carrying the category. Let's see if I can lip sync to this.
Okay? He's revolutionized it. Look at him averaging 800 fucking viewers in the Magic the Gathering category. He's carrying us. He's got a fucking hitchhiking backpack and he's literally carrying the shit out of us. I'm literally here going live at fucking 8 p.m. praying that Aspiring Spike isn't live because I know that he's carrying this fucking category. He's literally carrying us. Think about it. My guy has literally got the biggest fucking balls on him to carry the fuck out of this fucking category. Magic Online is dying because Watsy don't give a shit. But Aspiring Spike is doing his work. He's fucking doing it. He's doing it, bro. You don't even understand what he's done for us.
I think we're playing
literally,
the same deck.
My guy has revolutionized what the fuck we're doing. I fucking love him. People don't give him the respect that he deserves. Fucking respect Aspiring Spike. If you don't put him fucking respect to his name, I'm gonna slap you.
So I'm not like that. I'm not out here trying to have this big ego about not getting a preview card. You know, it's just, what am I to do? It's okay. I don't need validation from Wizards. I feel very proud of what I've accomplished as a streamer, as an MTGO user, as a member of the Magic community, and not getting a preview card does not diminish any accomplishments that I've made here. Yeah, that was Harry MTG. Love Harry. I think we're playing against the Grixis Expressive Iteration Lurrus deck again. Obviously, it could be something else, but that's what it looks like. Just reveal Clothis and Heart of Kieran, yeah. British enthusiasm hits different. Wise words. Yeah, Spider, if you could get drunk and rant for me, that'd be nice. Yeah, it really looks like the Bring to Lurrus deck. So, assuming it's that deck, if we draw a untapped land, which is every land in our deck is untapped, I'll just Bring to Light, not play around Stub. But if it's not that, I might just Valki steal their Lurrus. They're drawing a Delta. Or we could Valki steal Kroxa. If they have Kroxa in their hand that they've been sandbagging. They also could have Bolts. Probably shouldn't Mana Leak Bolts. Could Mana Leak Bolt though. They do. Yeah, they have 2 Bolts. 2 Bolts, 3 Drowns. What do you think my biggest strength is as a Magic player? What is my biggest weakness? Actually, there was a lot of people talking about this kind of stuff on Twitter recently. Martin Yuza started a thread. Honestly, rate yourself as a Magic player. So he had all these sections. These were on his post. Deck building, I put 10 out of 10. Deck selection, 10 out of 10. Drafting, 10 out of 10. Opponent hand reading, 10 out of 10. Gameplay decision making, 10 out of 10. Work ethic, 10 out of 10. Mental game, 10 out of 10. And ability to rate my own abilities without bias, 1 out of 10. Not very good at that, I think. It's very difficult to rate yourself, I think. At least it is for me. It's hard. Like it's difficult. Mana Leak worse than Counterspell here, I think. I think I would counter Inquisition. And Guster. I'm gonna add it to the counter here. So they're gonna drown this, but if they don't have another black source, we get to Bring to Light if we draw a land. If you leak, they can't pay 3. They have 3. They can. And they probably would. Why can't they? Is it worth the double leak? I don't think so. I think it's just better to Cryptic. But I'm adding it to the counter here. Like I think I would have countered that. Like the information matters a lot, but how he still didn't draw a land. Also here, if my opponent draws a land, they're drawing Mishra's Bauble though. Okay, because they're drawing Mishra's Bauble. No, let's put Lurrus in our hand. Yeah, let's put Lurrus in our hand. If you leak it and they pay, it's better than Counterspell. It's not better than Counterspell. Then they get to Inquisition my other mana leak. Like, their spell still resolves, and all of a sudden their spell is a 2-for-1. It's like, I don't understand the logic there. Yeah, I don't know. I have a hard time ranking myself, my abilities, especially because I feel like, one, I feel like I'm a better player when I'm not streaming, but I also don't feel like I'm in tip-top shape as a Magic player. Like, I really feel like I was a lot better back when I was a paper grinder. Although I've, like, you know, developed, like, I'm probably a better deck builder now. I mean, I'm probably the best at deck building as I've ever been, but a lot of my tournament habits have really suffered because instead I'm focused more on deck building and streaming this kind of content and stuff. Not super surprised that they took Lurrus, of course. They didn't want to hold up double drown. I guess they didn't really need to. Dog is dream Spike puts on a hat. Is this like... How many hats do you have points for? Shark, we can do the shark hat today, yeah. The thing's about to get real orange, right? That's the color we get when we put on the shark hat. So we know our opponent has 2 drowns. This mana leak is also like, it just doesn't counter Lurrus. So I think we're probably supposed to cast a mana leak here, or a bring to light here. I'm gonna get a little cutesy with it, right? If they just counter the bring to light, we don't do anything else. But if they don't counter the bring to light and they wait to counter the Tibalt, we only have 1 Tibalt left in the deck. So we need to get, I think, Cling to Dust, and then Cling to Dust can turn off my opponent's drown. And then also, like, now I have to, like, drown a Cling to Dust. It didn't turn orange? Yeah, it kind of did, right? Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what? Maybe it doesn't do that anymore because of the background is different? I don't know. Cube Presidente, 3 months. Thank you for your resubscription. That was awesome. I really like this play. Bring to light for Cling to Dust. Hold up removal, end of turn draw 2? How do you end of turn draw 2? This is a sorcery. Oh, sorry about a different card. Instant speed, Sun and Blood. Be very, very good. So opponent's hand is Lurrus, Drown in the Loch, Drown in the Loch. They also have no... We exiled their Bauble, so this is just, you know... Just a regular old Lurrus. That's an awkward draw. Yeah, I think I'm okay to just make them use their other drown here. Okay, they decided not to use their last drown in the Loch. So what we can do is... I think I just want to start using Cling to Dust to turn off their drown for Tibalt. That being said, it's going to take a couple of turns. We have 17 cards in our graveyard. Also, if they draw Kroxa... Yeah, Sprite, that's also pretty good. So I'm targeting the top Polluted Delta. I'm still not used to tapping this over over Watery Grave, but I'm starting to get in the habit of it. Starting to. Yeah, it's just so like, you know, your good habits, like, oh, this land taps for 3 mana. I want to save it before I tap my lands that tap for 2 mana. You should have main phase the Cling, so if you draw a land, you can Cling again. Yeah, probably. So here, I'm going to charm the shadow, and then if they counter this, we get to Tibalt. Exile this. Alright, so I am targeting my own Mishra's Bauble. The only I'm saying this out loud because Cling to Dust can be a bit awkward to resolve sometimes. Because you can escape away the card you're targeting, and if you do that, you don't get to draw the card. Okay, so next turn we can cast Tibalt through the Drowned Loch. Am I reading that I have a counterspell? Yes. Because I've seen their hand from this Valki that we cast earlier. We know that their last card in hand is a Drowned Loch. We know that is their last card, is Drown. Now we just get to cast this. Obviously, we don't know that our opponent's playing the exact same 75. They probably changed a card or two, as people often do. But we know that one of their two cards can't counter this. We could pay for a stub if they're choosing to play stub. I think stub is probably not very good. No! Yikes. Maybe we should have attacked first, huh? So we don't have a ton of win conditions left. I think we have one or two Snapcasters, or one Snapcaster left. But we can also steal their shadows with Archmage's Charm. The little Snapcaster that could, huh? Okay, Force is nice to protect my Snapcaster Mage at all costs. Good play, opponent. They took a push? How was that? How did they look at my hand and decide to take Fatal Push? Okay, plenty of win conditions in the deck. Cool to play against the Grixis deck twice in a row. If I voted with it yesterday, I think the deck's good. I like it. Trying to remember exactly how I sideboarded last round. I think it was like this. This looks about right. You think it's better than this deck? No, I think this deck is really, really good. But I like the other deck. The other deck is really fun to play. But I actually think that this is the best deck in Modern. Not by a lot, but I think that this is the best deck in Modern. What is this that you've linked, Anita? Yeah, I know I have sideboard guides, Kithian. There's a sideboard guide for this deck available on the Discord for subscribers. Anybody can join the Discord. I am not active in there at all. I've come to not like Discord that much. Just like the feeling of always being connected. But I do post sideboard guides to there every once in a while. Like I'd say maybe on average once a month. That's maybe even generous too. It might be less than that. But there's a very relatively recently updated sideboard guide for this deck in there. Cryptic Command on top. Kind of actually like drawing that here. Favorite villain in the Naruto universe? The Riders, probably. Yeah, the writer of Naruto, probably the biggest villain, I'd say. The Ring Wraiths, good answer. Oh, of course, Itachi, my favorite. Any Itachi stands are banned. I don't know. Probably Madara. Madara's just like... They really did Madara dirty by spending the whole series building him up and then... redacted for spoilers, I guess. Itachi stands to the end. Yeah, I don't know. I really feel like they retconned Itachi's character when they made him good. Like, his actions don't really make a lot of sense because he makes this deal to keep Sasuke alive. He doesn't make this deal to keep the other Uchiha children alive. He's supposedly the spy for the Leaf Village, but we never see any evidence that he actually does anything that... Wait, no, my instep stopped. No! Oh my gosh, that hurts so much. We never see any evidence that Itachi, like, his spying does anything to help the Leaf Village. And especially, like, he couldn't figure out that Orochimaru was going to invade and kill the third Hokage. That was, like, a really big one. It just doesn't... His, like, character actions make no sense. And so for him to have been secretly good all the time also just makes no sense. And it feels like they just retconned it, in my opinion. Because they didn't know what to do with Sasuke's character arc after he got Itachi. But if you disagree with me, you're not banned. It's okay. We can have this difference of opinion, and it won't dominate the stream's conversation like it usually does. But I'm saying this Lurrus mystery card. How excited would be for Lord of the Rings MTG set? Somewhat. I'm not the biggest Lord of the Rings fan ever, but I like Lord of the Rings. Lack of character growth was a general issue in the series. I agree for sure. But also, like, even when that's the case, like, you can still understand a lot of character actions. And I felt like a lot of Itachi's character actions didn't make any sense to me. But yeah, I would probably be excited. Wait, there is the Lord of the Rings set. That just is a thing. That's not an if. That's just a thing that's happening. Splatoon, 13 months. Thank you for your resubscription. It's a long time. Honestly, I mean, this is probably gonna have everybody unfollow me and ruin my reputation, but I'm tired of not speaking my truth. Sakura gets like the worst rap of anybody in the whole series, where she's stronger than like every other like side character or like not actual main character, and it's like Sasuke is born with these ancient clan powers that are super overpowered. He's like the last Uchiha, and Naruto has the Nine Tails. What does Sakura have? Sakura is just a regular ninja. You know, she doesn't have these. You know, she doesn't have crazy aspirations, but she didn't start with any OP buffs, and she still works really hard, and she still becomes like one of the strongest ninjas in the Leaf Village, and then everybody craps on her constantly. But nobody gave her an OP buff. Nobody gave her this super specific overpowered ability that all the other characters on her team have. It's really unfair. These opinions are not popular, but I have to speak my truth. I can't stay quiet on this. Oh boy. Boggles, I guess. Probably not a good matchup. E-Thrash, sub for the facts. Can I take back my sub? Yes, you can. I expect you to. Oh, wait, no, this is not... I do not think that this is Boggles. I think that this is the... I feel so bad whenever I play against Enduring Ideal. I feel so bad because I just... Okay, cool. It's not. It's not Enduring Ideal. It is Belcher. Whew. But I feel like every single time I play against Enduring Ideal, I just can't. It's not my fault because their deck is so slow. Their deck is so slow that I have to talk about something. Otherwise, there's dead air, and I just have to talk about how bad their deck is. And I feel bad about it because people like to play the deck, and that's why they're playing it because they enjoy it. And I feel bad about crapping on them the whole time. But I have to talk about something. This is oops all spells. I think I'm going to counter this. I'm kind of worried about them. I guess I maybe shouldn't be that worried. Is the unfollow message a troll? It's kind of a troll. Kind of not. In the sense that when I was doing the Clothis bit, when I was sacrificing goats to Clothis, somebody asked, is that Clothis bit serious or just a troll? And so, of course, I was like, yep, I'm actually worshipping this piece of cardboard here. And they're like, well, I'm unfollowing. And Drizzle Health 14 month, thank you for your resubscription. It's okay if you unfollow my channel. I get it. There's an ebb and flow in this to this kind of gig. You know, you will go through periods of liking and disliking the stream, and that's okay. But to ever unfollow somebody and tell them I'm gonna bounce the ley line since Archmage's Triumph just kills them without the ley line. To tell somebody that you're unfollowing them just because you want to hurt their feelings is douchey. It is rude to tell someone you're unfollowing because you're just trying to make them feel bad. That's lame. Don't do that. And so we're kind of making fun of them. If you have on the field is Reflecting Pool and Sunken Ruins, can Reflecting Pool tap for blue mana? Yes, it can. Yeah, but if you unfollow me because of my super true takes about Itachi and Sakura from Naruto, very serious stuff, then it's okay. I get it. Wait, dude, Memory's Journey? I forgot about this. It flashes back for a green, though, but I almost just lost to Memory's Journey here. Golly. Whew. They could have also played around it by not tapping this. That was something. I guess I actually want the Decays. Kind of like going down on like the Valki Bring to Light plan too. Anyone confused with the BNR that wasn't a BNR? Wait, is the announcement up already? Can you explain how this deck works? Well, if you're familiar with traditional... Are you talking about our opponent's deck or my deck? You might be asking about our opponent's deck because it's maybe the more complicated. But our opponent's deck doesn't play regular lands. It plays the Zendikar cards that are spells on the front, lands on the back. So that way when they play the cards Balustrade Spy and Undercity Informer, which mill cards until you hit a land card. There are no lands in their deck at all. So they mill their entire deck. And their entire deck includes Creeping Chills, 4 Creeping Chills to drain you for 12. Then Narcomoebas, and Narcomoebas can get back Sword of the Meek, which is an artifact. That the only important part is that it comes to play when Narcomoeba enters, and that it's an artifact. And then they also play so it's such a annoying deck to explain, but I get it, it's fine. They also play Salvage Titan, which can sacrifice 3 artifacts to be cast from the graveyard. And they also play 4 Vengevines. So once you've cast your Undercity Informer or Balustrade Spy, and then you cast your Salvage Titan from the graveyard, you've cast 2 creatures, which brings back 4 Vengevines to attack for 16. And so a lot of times they'll draw a Vengevine or they'll draw a Creeping Chill, but it's a combination of the 12 damage from Creeping Chill and the 16 damage from Vengevine that, you know, gets the job done. I think I'm supposed to mana leak this. Good play, I think, to just lead on the Vengevine here. Simon gifting a sub. Thank you for that, Simon. To the Dark Horse. Which means you can technically beat the deck by getting 10 life. So they also either play a Nexus of Fate to be able to attack with Vengevines twice, or they play what our opponent's playing, which is Memory's Journey, which is an artifact, or as an instant that allows you to shuffle 3 cards from your graveyard into your library. And when they do that, they also play 1 Thassa's Oracle to be able to put just that card back, and then the next turn cast Thassa's Oracle to win as like a backup win condition. So they're not, you know, as linear as it maybe seems. Bring to Light's on top. I feel like I can't tap out for Bring to Light anytime soon. Can't Bring to Light for a Spellbomb, so I'm just going to shuffle that. Yeah, no Aspiring Spike preview card. Turns out I really wasn't carrying this category after all, chat. I really wasn't carrying the category. Can they fair Vengevine me? Also, I would like to draw a Spellbomb. Maybe Canister. Canister probably got one. I don't know, maybe not. I mean, Canister, it was MPL, of course. I'm sure Nassif got one. You send me the Harry vid, I'll forward to Thoughtseize. Well, I can share the Harry vid, but I also don't encourage you to harass Thoughtseize and ask for them to give me a preview card. They've already like let out their schedule at this point. It's probably just annoying. But here's the Harry clip. But don't send this to Thoughtseize. It's okay. It's okay. I'll live. I guess I should save an Archmage's Charm to kill them, because we can force Memory's Journey. Okay, game over. There's one card I had to ban / unban in Modern. What would it be? I mean, I wouldn't do that, but if I had to ban or unban something, in this current Modern format, maybe Heliod. Just the card Heliod. And maybe not too. Yeah, maybe Dart. But the thing about Dart, though, is like that card is probably not as good as Lightning Bolts. Like banning Dart's a bit weird. And it's also like Swift Spear is like really the Monastery Swift Spear is actually the best card in prowess too, I think. But I don't know. I don't think I would ban anything. I would not. Especially not right before Modern Horizons 2. How ahead do you guys feel like we are? Ban Omnath? Yeah, actually I changed my answer to Omnath. Omnath sucks to play against. and oh, no, I banned Creeping Chill. And it's not based on format balance or anything. This is just a completely vindictive, biased ban of Creeping Chill. I hate the card, and that's all there is to it. I just hate Creeping Chill. There's no. This is not a thoughtful ban. This is not a ban with any care. I love that saying Valki is the best thing to do in Modern. Oh yeah, maybe actually ban Bring to Light. I don't know. I mean, I didn't want to talk about this in the first place. I wouldn't ban anything. But yeah, maybe Bring to Light for Tibalt is... If you had to do something, maybe that's it. You promised her about the print stuff that deserves to be banned. Maybe I promise to complain about it when and if that happens. I promise to complain about it then. But I refuse to complain about it until... I banned you, Creeping Chill. I refuse to complain about it until I see cards to complain about, and I haven't yet. Alright, bouncing back. Always feel so bad to start off 0-1 in a league. There's a couple I think I'm missing. But, despite Modern Horizons 1 containing all of those cards and all of those cards being really problematic for Modern, there were some good cards, and I could see things being better this time around. What's my favorite card to complain about? Also Creeping Chill, I think. Ban Ephemerate? Ban you for saying that. Modern Horizon cards did not include any of the cards you just listed. You are wrong about that. Please check your facts before you so confidently dismiss me. Modern Horizons did contain Field of the Dead, Uro. Oh, that was the big one. I forgot. Uro, another Modern Horizons card. Field of the Dead, Uro, Mystic Sanctuary, Veil of Summer, Once Upon a Time, Oko is a huge, huge mistake for Modern Horizons. All of these cards were printed in Horizons 1 and Ruined Modern. Card the Great Crater, Teferi Time Raveler, Narset. There's no way that there's no way all those cards weren't Modern Horizons, because Modern Horizons is to blame for every problem in Modern. Modern Horizons is the only set that had design mistakes in 2019-2020. Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's okay. It's okay. There's a lot happened in the last year and a half, year. So it's okay if you weren't aware, but now you know, and you're welcome. They play Wild Slash to sometimes be able to kill Ariok Champion if they have Ferocious and they block with Champion. The Champion dies. They really don't want to lose to Ariok Champion too. Maybe I could put Lurrus in my hand this turn. I think I'm gonna go Snap Decay though. Iteration is such a good card, jeez. Yeah, we were saying yesterday that the legendary creature might be Turok. I think it's a good guess. You know, I do like, certainly in that time frame when they exiled Lava Dart and then didn't play a land. Certainly, like Throne of Eldraine came out around the time Horizons came out, and it really felt like Modern was not good in that time span because of all of the design mistakes, of course. But Throne of Eldraine has more cards banned in Modern than Modern Horizons does. As funny as that is to say. Can't believe some people still have moved over to iteration over live stage. Me too, dude. People really like in Magic the Gathering, when people are evaluating cards, there's a huge bias towards old cards and instead of new cards. People tend to think old cards are stronger than they are and new cards are weaker than they are. And I also feel very proud that I was playing Expressive Iteration and Prowess like 1 hour into Throne of Eldraine being live on MTGO, but I was also just trying it out. I did think it was better than Light Up the Stage though, after like 3 leagues. I mostly feel proud because I'm not someone that plays Prowess very often, so it feels good to like, I think, be right like that quickly about a new card and an archetype you don't play that much of. What, drew Lurrus? What? Another broken Modern Horizons card, by the way, Lurrus. Don't. So many broken Horizon cards. We were playing Expressive Iteration during Eldraine. I may have misspoke if I said that, but Expressive Iteration was another broken Horizons card, so I guess I was. I may have misspoke, but I was explaining Expressive Iteration 1 hour into Strixhaven. Did I say Eldraine? Strixhaven being live. Yeah. I must have said Eldraine. There's a Fatal Push on top. Let's keep that one. You cannot cast Tibalt from the graveyard via Lurrus. Still can cast Valki though. Thank you, Winter. I do like to think that some people come to the channel not just to see my 15 rounds of perfectly played Magic with dry commentary and good decks, But also some people come because they like to have a laugh with me. Yeah, some people like the hats, some people like the collage. There's a lot to like here. There's a lot going on. Yeah, the occasional wet commentary. Yeah, that's also something I'm becoming known for. Need to get our red swords to hardcast this Tibalt. Austin gifting us up to Dante, thank you. Where's the counter? Soon. Oh. Every time, so I've got it set up to where I've got the normal screen, then the face cam, then the mana leak counter screen. And whenever I switch to the face cam, I'm used to switching back to the normal stream. Why no Veil of Summer on the board? I've been beating up on like the matchups that you would want Veil of Summer for. Esper, Jund Shadow, Fair decks in general. I've just been beating them. Like having Lurrus as a companion is like such a big advantage in those matchups. And so I'd rather just have a sideboard for like the more linear decks. It's also true that with Lurrus as a companion, like that is one sideboard slot that is taxed. Not a super duper taxing thing, but it is something to note that you have one less sideboard slot than other control decks do, so... and like just like cutting like your cards for the fair matchups makes a lot of sense. Especially when like you get to bring in just more counter spells in those matchups. Kithian, thank you for your resubscription. Kithian Eora, I'm not sure what the Eora is there, but I know Kithian. I think this is my sideboard plan against blue-red. What do I think are the major holes for this deck? Drawing to Valkis is very heavily correlated with losing, although not every time. The deck also doesn't have a great E-Tron matchup, but E-Tron is also like pretty good against control decks like this usually. I think that's just kind of okay. Comes with the territory in a lot of ways. Dredge is, not a great matchup. But, it is also true that no modern deck currently has a good matchup against everything in the field, as it should be. If you feel like your deck is favored against everything, you're either playing a broken deck that is probably not going to be in the format for very long, or you're wrong. Or you're wrong. And this is not a tier 0 deck. This is not Bring to Light for Tibalt, or sorry, the Cascade Tibalt deck. This is not Hogak. How's the Tron matchup? I think you're a little favored against Green Tron, although I may be wrong about that. And you're a little unfavored against E-Tron. Oh yeah, Mono Blue Tron is close to unwinnable. I think I'm 1-4 against it. But I also think some mercy was given to me. So this is a sideboard game. In a sideboard game, I think I'm going to main phase the Archmage Charm here. If this was a game 1, I wouldn't play around Spell Pierce, Dispel. Hunter of House, thank you for your resubscription. Came for the high level play, stayed for the bits. Thanks, man. Yeah, I mean, I've never beat a Matter Reshaper in my entire life. Mono Blue Tron is only unwinnable for me. That could be true, yeah. Have I considered another sideboard Lurrus or another copy of Deflecting Palm? I will consider it now that I'm being asked this for the first time. Simon. Isn't Blue Tron the predominant blue variant? Maybe when it's me queuing. People have been joking about the Mono Blue Tron Discord where they, queue up against me, and I'm starting to think that it is not a joke. No, I don't have Matter Reshaper on the collage at the moment. I should. But actually, I don't know where my Matter Reshapers are. I think I have a playset somewhere, but I don't know where they are. And my printer has been out of ink since I built the collage, which is why a couple of other jokes haven't made their way up there. But yeah, my printer is still out of ink. And Esther doesn't let me leave the house without a permission slip, so it's been just difficult to get more ink. When am I going to play Burn with Lurrus to really submit my stance? I don't need to do that. I've played enough with Lurrus to, you know. Oh, I've made peace with the Burn players. They can do whatever they want, and I'll just keep winning some games because they don't have Lurrus to get a free 2 for 0 against me. At least a 1 for 0. Donut deck with Burn with Lurrus? I would do Donut deck with Burn with Lurrus. We actually have a donation deck slot open for tomorrow. I would do that, yeah. How about Giganta and Burn? Don't you lose Searing Blaze and Eidolon and Lurrus? It's gonna keep waiting, I think. Do you play a Bluetron for donations? I've played it like 4 times, so I actually think at the moment I'm kind of off of it. Gonna decline that option because I've just played it. I feel like so much compared to other decks even. Don't deck Burn without Lurrus? No, I think I would decline. What's this?
I made the perfect boiled eggs.
Oh, they look really good. Thank you, sweetheart. Let's play. Just like not walk into a Spell Pierce this game. Have I brewed Brutron? I think that one of the Bluetron leagues I played for a donation deck was my build of it, or like my take, I guess. But I still like don't really understand the deck, to be honest. I guess I should have got Sunken whatever. Alright, so 4-1 this league. Games have been going pretty fast today, relatively speaking.